My name is Darrah Isaacson. I'm a native Oregonian. I grew up in Gales Creek, right outside of Forest Grove. Went to SOU, worked at Crater Lake, currently live in Southeast Portland with my husband, Ben, my 5-year-old daughter, Bailey, and our dog, Luna. This year, I got COVID for my birthday. I turned 40 on March 2nd. And unfortunately was unable to celebrate or enjoy my mom's cheesecake she had made for me because I was in bed with racking cough, terrible body aches, unrelenting headache, 102.7 fever, and extreme fatigue. I actually don't remember many of the days I was initially sick. Little did I know I would still be sick almost 10 months later, and with more symptoms than my initial infection. I'm a COVID long hauler, and there are thousands of us across the country dealing with debilitating, long-term, chronic, possibly lifelong symptoms due to COVID. Many of those long haulers, like myself, were very active, healthy, no underlying health conditions, working out, taking care of the kids, getting things done. And, my family loves to hike and bike and camp and canoe. And we didn't do any of that this summer because I can barely walk around the block now, 10 months after my initial infection. And I know many people, especially younger people, feel that this virus is not a threat to them or that the risk of catching it is low. Many think it's not worth the precautions, the masking, the distancing, the social isolation that some of this has caused. Some people think that this is just like the flu. I can tell you from personal and horrible experience that way of thinking is extremely dangerous. This is an unpredictable and terrifying disease. It's been almost 10 months after I first contracted the virus. I'm still alive, thankfully, but my life has been completely turned upside down. I still have a wide range of symptoms affecting my heart, my lungs, and even my brain. I've been to the ER 3 times since June. Prior to that, I had never been to the ER in my life. There are nights where I wake up gasping for air. On a bad day, I have such bad muscle tremors and muscle weakness that I can't hold a computer mouse. There are times I cannot stand up long enough to take a shower. I've lost 20 pounds over the course of this unintentionally, and I don't have the strength to gain them back. On really bad days, I'm bedridden, and I've essentially been housebound, not because of the restrictions put in place, but because of this illness for 9.5 months. I haven't been able to work for months, and many of the things I love to do, reading, biking, hiking, are off the table. There will be no skiing this winter for me and my family. It's hard to lose some of those things you love. I think the hardest part, though, is the effect that this has had on my family, especially the relationship with my 5-year-old daughter. I can't play with her anymore. I can't go out on adventures with her. She now has my husband take pictures or videos when they go for a hike or take the dog out of what she's doing so she can bring them home and show them to me because I can't be a part of it anymore. A few months ago, she told me, "I wish you were like a real mommy." And that was truly heartbreaking. It still brings me to tears every time I think about it. And I realize how hard this has all been for all of us for so many reasons, especially the lack of social connection. And I know how hard it is to be away from family, especially during the holidays. This was the first Thanksgiving we haven't had my mother-in-law here in 6 years. It's exhausting to be vigilant about mask wearing and keeping your distance and sanitizing your hands or even your groceries. But I can tell you that the alternative is way more exhausting. I realize that most of us don't like to be told what to do, especially when we feel that we're not necessarily part of the problem. But I believe that now all of us have the opportunity to come together to be part of the solution. Oregonians look out after one another. It's one thing I love out of many about this state. During the wildfires this summer, neighbors came together, bonded, and helped people with the wildfire response. They stepped up. They didn't think twice. Now we need to step up again to protect one another from this devastating virus. This is not the time for blame or arguments. This is the time to make some sacrifices so that we can come together and keep this virus from harming any more families like mine. Thank you very much.